You're trying really hard for me to get one in Northfield, aren't you?
Well, what can I say? Well, you don't have to get it in Northfield. You can get it in Faribault.
Well, it's true.
You sell in the South Metro too, right, Pete?
Absolutely. We need to help John out.
Get him into Farmington, just a little closer than North Minneapolis is what I was kind of hoping for here.
We could do that for him. We absolutely could help him.
You know, man, it could be Northfield and could be Faribault and Lonsdale, and all points in between.
It sounds like nice places, all of those.
Webster.
Yeah.
Vesely. I'm trying to think of all the points in between here in North Minneapolis.
Ooh, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, we could go on for years. We have been promoted to Pete's office.
We thought we'd move up the chain a little bit here. Our conference rooms were busy here today at Professional Pride Realty, and we like that when that happens.
Yeah, absolutely. But I love your office, Pete.
Well, it's hot in the summer and it's cold in the winter, so it's where a lot of action happens here.
Yeah, some of the pictures on the wall, that must be your groundbreaking where you're cutting the ribbon.
Yep, 2011 already is when that happened. So I think May next year will be 8 years for us. So we're pretty excited about that.
Got anything special planned for that?
Nope, just hoping to get there. Every year it's hard to believe. It seems like yesterday that we opened the doors here.
Yeah. I'm guessing sometimes you kind of pinch yourself.
I never intended for things to happen.
Why do people call when I'm on the air all the time?
I don't know, but that's probably a first for us, isn't it?
Oh, I don't think it's a first. They never call when I'm not on the air. They always call when I'm on the air. So hopefully we're still here. We're at Professional Pride Realty. This is our community-based show. Today we thought we'd talk about the Northfield Beyond the Yellow Ribbon, which is an awesome organization.
It is an incredible organization in the things they do, and so I'm really excited to have our guests here today.
Yeah. Now you are a member of this committee? Or?
Well, I guess technically speaking, I get a lot of emails, and I was just commenting how I feel so passionate about it, but I haven't had a lot of time to help myself. And so, it's something that I think needs to be brought to the light for people to see what an incredible organization it is in the things they do for our veterans.
Are you a vet?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not either. One of my regrets in life was not going down that road. It was right after Vietnam, and I don't know, making excuses here, but it kind of left a bad taste in my mouth like a lot of other young men my age.
Sure.
But it's no reason not to do it. My dad always said that's not the reason not to do it. You should be there for your country.
Without a doubt, it's an honor to serve our country, and the people that have done it are people we should respect and revere.
So as I understand Beyond the Yellow Ribbon, we'll get more details here in our next segment of the show, but as I understand Beyond the Yellow Ribbon, they help veterans when they come back home, right?
That's correct. That's correct. There's many aspects to it, but that's certainly one of the main focus points.
So we might as well get updated on you have a couple of different subdivisions, right, going in?
Yeah, we do. We're off and running in our Cannon River Valley Estates. Boy, that's a tongue twister, isn't it?
It is.
And we have one custom home going up, and the model is going up as we speak. So we have 17 more lots available, and we have taken a couple of lot holds. So it's a great opportunity for people to come out to a 55 and older subdivision that has snow and lawn care removal as part of an association.
And a beautiful scenery next to it.
If you don't mind looking over the Cannon River Valley, I guess it's pretty good.
Yeah. And then the other is right here in Northfield.
Bluffview is another one here in town, just across from the middle school that will be hopefully breaking ground this fall and ready to build in the spring.
Yeah. I don't want to get too much into the next segment before we have to take a market update here, but we could probably introduce our guests, huh?
Sure.
Virginia Kazmarek.
Good morning, Kazmarek.
I said it wrong.
It's okay, everybody does.
Boy, I feel bad about Kazmarek.
Kazmarek, yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
So how long have you been with the Beyond the Yellow Ribbon?
I think there was a couple of groups that tried to move it forward in past years. And so I joined probably in 2014, I think, is when I got recruited to join. And we were officially proclamated by the governor in 2015. Am my memory right with that, Michelle? Yeah, so we became official in the governor's eyes effective in 2015. But there was a couple of groups of very passionate military and veteran supporters that we just needed to, I guess we needed to grow the network to make it happen, and now it's big enough for us to.
Well, Northfield, like Faribault, has been known as a community of veterans. You know what I'm saying? They're really patriotic community, Northfield.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, one thing I wanted to say about Pete's involvement, too, is that the cool thing about this network is that it's a network, which means that the important part is that we have a lot of people that are connected, and everyone's volunteers, every single one. So when you step in to help, it's when you have time and the ability and the resources to help. So, Pete, don't feel bad at all, because you are part of the network, and you step in when you can, and when life's not crazy or, you know, other things you're involved in. So that's the cool part of it.
I was telling him the other day, you know, some veteran comes back, needs a house, he could certainly help with that.
Yeah, actually, you know, we have gotten requests for folks needing help with renting and housing inspections. So not yet had requests for actually helping houses, but if we did, Pete, you'd be on that list.
There you go.
On that list to ask.
Todd Bornhauser just walked in the door. You want to introduce us to our other guest here?
Yep. I have Michelle. I'll let her introduce herself, but Michelle works for the city, and she's one of the steering committee chairs for our Beyond the Yellow Ribbon. So
cool.
Good morning. So I've been with Beyond the Yellow Ribbon since 2015, and as Virginia said, I'm a steering committee co-chair. Along with other city folks. I work with TJ Heinrichsey, Monty Nelson, Ben Martag, and the city council. So we enjoy supporting and being involved with the group.
Well, you can't be a Beyond the Yellow Ribbon committee, correct me if I'm wrong, without getting city support. You have to get a proclamation or something from the city, right?
Absolutely. And it's also a way for this group to check in with the city council periodically to make sure they understand the good work that they're doing.
And the head of the chamber here is on your committee too, right?
Yes.
Todd Bornhauser?
Yeah, they allow me on that. It's hard to
come
believe.
On, Todd.
Yeah, that's right. I have to pay to be on. So.
No, but we were just talking about what a great, and we're going to get more details about this committee and what great things they do for veterans.
It's fantastic, and I really appreciate those who stepped up and formed this and started this. And so it was well overdue. We were one of the last ones to do it, one of the last cities to do it, but probably it's been a great success and something that I think is truly important.
Well, if you're last, that means you can pile upon all the others that were before you and learn things from those folks. If you're the first, you know what I'm saying?
I always heard the best for last.
Yeah,
so.
The best for last. I like to save the best for last. Yes, we are at Professional Pride Realty, just off Highway 3 here. We're sitting in Pete's office, so I feel like I've been promoted here.
Yeah, we want to make sure when you come here, Gordy, that you're treated like a king.
Wow.
What do you think of that?
Well, I usually get treated like a king when I come here.
Well, thank you.
No question. The conference room is usually where we're at, but we're in Pete's office today because we had tons of meetings in your office. I mean, in the conference room.
Yep.
But this is nice.
Very
nice.
It's where all the fun happens.
I'll bet it is. So you've been very busy, I take it.
Yep. It's midsummer, so we're busy. That's a good thing. We've waited a long time to be busy. With the lack of inventory and such, it's been a little bit slow, contrary to what it might look like when you see your neighbor's house sell in a week with multiple offers. It's because there's not much inventory, and so it gives the appearance that things are really moving out there, but it's actually a little bit slower sales-wise.
How are interest rates going now?
Interest rates are on the rise, but they've been on the rise very slowly and steadily for several years now. And they have been always telling us, look out, this is the year it's really going to take a jump. And I think they need to go up slightly, but they're still very, very reasonable. Typically a 30-year interest rate with good credit, you're looking somewhere in that 4.5 to 4 3/4 mark. So it's still very, very good.
Now, you remember what you bought your first house at?
I think my first house we bought was somewhere around 8.5, and that was a really good deal at the time.
Yeah. Todd, do you remember?
It was 11%.
Oh, my word.
Mhm.
11%
We thought that was great.
at the time.
Yeah.
Isn't that something? Rochelle, you remember when you're... Just curiosity.
6 3/4.
Oh, okay. She got it right on the head there. Yeah, mine was like 6.2%. What was
I was the
yours?
same. Mine was in the 6 range too.
Oh,
It
okay.
was a long time ago.
Oh, come on. Wasn't that long ago, was it really?
Well, I was in the military 30 years ago.
Oh, you were?
Mhm.
Wow, what a perfect person to head the Beyond the Yellow Ribbon Committee or coordinate it, right? Somebody who was a veteran.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Virginia's really good at what she does no matter what, so.
You work at the Y, right, Virginia?
I do, yes. I'm the executive of the YMCA here in Northfield.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So this is just something on the side.
Right. It's something I'm passionate about. You know, you kind of figure those things out as you age. I'm in my 50s now, and I think I'm honing in on youth development, public health. You know, the lifestyles that people live and how they can live better into their as they age, and then military because I'm a veteran. I've always been, you know, so that all kind of meshes nicely together. The Y helps in those areas. This Beyond the Yellow Ribbon helps in those areas, and it's fun.
What branch of service were you in?
Only the Marine Corps. There may be a little competition between me and the other veterans on which branch may be. We get brainwashed, and then it doesn't go away. When you're at boot camp in the Marine Corps, you get brainwashed. It doesn't go away.
Yeah, well, yeah. What's the Marine motto?
Well, I'm not sure what motto you're referring to. Which one are you
There's more than one Marine motto?
Well, we have an esprit de corps, so we're always, you know, standing with each other. So there's a few. I wasn't sure if you were being sarcastic. You had a
okay.
sarcastic
No.
one that you were. I'm like, where are you going, Gardy?
No, I wasn't being sarcastic at all. There's probably the motto you can tell on the air and the motto you can't tell on the air.
I was trying to tell by the look in your eye which direction you were going. I couldn't tell.
So how many years were you in the Marine?
I was in for 4 years, yeah, way back in the day.
And
so.
obviously you believed that it was good for you.
Yeah, you know, back when I got in, I grew up in St. Cloud, and none of my family went to college. There was no, you know, I didn't have any family members. That wasn't the direction. And I didn't know what to do after I got out of high school. And I had a recruiter that needed a female billet in the boot camp, and 10 days later I was in boot camp. So kind of happened fast.
Where'd you get to go?
Paris Island is where the female Marines still go. There's men down there too, but I went down to Paris Island. So.
And then were you deployed out of the country, or?
Nope. I stayed in the country the whole time I was here. I went to school at Camp Lejeune and then headed out to an air station in California that's no longer there. It was called Tustin, that back in the day. So I spent most of my time back then.
So what do you think you gained most from being in the Marines?
How to take care of myself. Really, I like you believe too that I wish people would have an opportunity to have some military service, because you really get a chance to experience the world and figure out what it is that you're passionate about, and how to take care of yourself so that you can maneuver through this life, and you know, and
Well, you're forced to be on your own.
yeah.
Right.
But you're in a team too. You know, when you're in the military, you're a part of a big team, so you have a safety net of each other. But you also have to figure out how to take care of yourself within that safety net. So
The Beyond the Yellow Ribbon Committee wasn't even thought of back when you got out of the service.
No, absolutely not. And you know, it's not an easy transition when you get out of the military and then come home, because you don't have that team anymore. You know, you don't have the commissary, you don't have the medical support, you don't have the, you know, whatever it may be, you don't have that, and you have to kind of maneuver through life. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to join the committee, was because I felt like we could provide some of that help. And Minnesota is the only one that, or is the one that's, I think Mrs. Poleni, wasn't it Mrs. Poleni that started the Beyond the Yellow Road back in the day? You know, I don't even remember how many years, 2007 or sometime in the last 10 years or so.
11 years, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a Minnesota thing. I think it's expanded to other states, but it really started here. And so that's amazing, because I just love it.
Something we can be proud of. It started right here in Minnesota. Now your city website has a little article on it. A year ago this month, former Mayor Dana Graham received the first annual volunteer award for the Beyond the Yellow Ribbon Committee. That tells me you're going to be naming somebody maybe this month to be your second one.
Well, that's right, Gordy. Actually, we just nominated Virginia, and she received the award last month.
Way to go, Virginia.
We're very proud of her.
Surprise. That was a surprise attack. They surprised me with that, so it was very nice.
Well, that's awesome, and it sounds like it's very deserving.
Yeah, it was you guys, I'm going to get you. Every one of you, I know where you all live.
Oh, come on. It's not.
And then look at, you can't see on the radio, but I am beat red. My ears, everything is beat red.
She's matching her name tag
I know.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a surprise. I thought we were going to award it to somebody else. So the plan for that day, we had a lot of people there. Actually, a lot of people in the steering committee were, and network people were there. And then Dana Graham said, turned to me and handed it to me, and I melted 6 shades of red. So.
This is a traveling trophy, right?
Yes, it's a traveling trophy. So Dana's name is engraved on it, and then now my name's been added, and then next year we'll award it to someone else. So.
Oh, okay. So it's not always going to be awarded in July. Did I hear this was in June that you made the presentation?
That's right.
To
June,
Virginia?
So.
Okay. Here, I thought I was going to break ground on some news, but it's...
No, you just embarrassed me, that's all.
Well, I'm
Thanks
sorry.
for that.
I didn't mean to do that.
No, that's okay.
I don't think, obviously it's very deserving, Beyond the Yellow Ribbon Committee. But it says on here that the Beyond the Yellow Ribbon Network creates awareness for the purpose of connecting veterans and service members and their families with community support and resources.
Yeah, so the way that it works is it actually, I think it was originally by Mrs. Plenty intended for folks that were just coming back from the military, just getting out. But in Northfield here, it's really expanded. So we have a lot of parents that have kids that are in boot camp or recently entered, and so we're connected with the parents right now more than we are with the youth because they're off, serving. And there are folks that have just returned. There are families that mostly it's men, so most of the men are deployed and the women are here. And a lot of those have families. And I get connected through the YMCA too, because the department of one of the departments at the federal level pays for a free YMCA membership for deployed family members. So we connect those two. And then we have veterans that go all the way up through every conflict and war all the way back to the Korean War and even World War II. So the ages are probably 17 to whatever that top number is. So it's a really expanding or expansive military and veteran support. And some of the families we support, the veteran might not be around. They may be widows, or they may be, there may have been something that happened in the family, or maybe sickness or illness or whatever. So it's quite diverse. The requests we get are very diverse because of the broad group of people that could be asking for help.
So if I'm an older,
Yeah.
let's say I'm the widow of a World War II vet,
Yeah, absolutely.
which
You're still
obviously
family.
would make you pretty elderly at this point,
Yep. Yeah, you're still family.
they can
Yep.
come to the Beyond the Yellow Ribbon, maybe have their windows washed, or
Yeah, yeah. We've done everything from help car repairs to help people find rental units to help with moving to, helping with decks. We helped businesses. Todd actually helped with this when he had some businesses around town that were willing to help some veterans that helped build a deck for a family. And this was interesting. The woman was 6 months pregnant. Her husband was deployed, and she wanted the deck just to have a little more room because they had 2 other children. So it was really nice. So the request. We've helped people get connected with the VA. We've had people get connected with social services. So it could be just. The network has hospital, Alina, the city, social services, other nonprofit organizations like the YMCA. It's like all these different sectors of the community. That's the network. So when a request comes in, we try to figure out, okay, which sector can best support whatever that request is. Unless it's manual labor. We've actually had students from the ALC come and help, too. That was one of the movings I think we did last year, where they actually helped a veteran move from one place to another. They loved that. So this was like, I think, 9th graders or 10th graders that helped them move. And the teacher told me later they got more benefit out of it, I think, than the help for actually getting things moved, because they got to interact with the veteran and stuff. So it was really cool.
Plus, you learn to give back.
Yeah, and then occasionally we get, yes, absolutely. Occasionally we get donations from people for veterans. So we've given pillows to veterans. We've given, the food pantry has frozen meat that sometimes they're overflowing with that we've given. And right now we have a partnership with the food pantry and local farms, CSA farms, that we get the surplus that we can give to veterans. So we've been giving out free fresh veggies Tuesdays and Fridays for any of the veterans that are connected to the network. So
Makes me wish I was a vet.
well, I got nothing, Gordy. I don't even know what I got nothing.
Get the traveling trophy. Anyway, Todd, did you have anything you wanted to add here before?
No, I just was glad to find you this morning because I heard you on the radio, pulled up in the parking lot. I was running a little bit late, looked in the conference room, and nobody's there. And I'm thinking,
Where are they?
are they trying to tell me something? My radio career is now done with.
Let's see. Is it a pre-taped show?
So, a couple of weeks we'll be back. We'll talk a little bit about Crazy Days because that will be coming up right next couple of days, right after our radio show. So, looking forward to that. But a lot of activity going on every weekend down here in Northfield. So, definitely look at the Convention Visitor Bureau calendar of events because you can see all the activities that are going on.
The river's pretty high here.
The river kind of flows up and down. With all the rain in Southwest, I thought maybe we might have some issues, but it's actually been lower than I thought.
Oh,
but with our new offices, I'm pretty close to the river now, and I am truly amazed how quickly it can move up 3-4 feet, or down 3 or 4 feet. It doesn't take that long for it to happen. So,
Sure.
we've been blessed in this part. We've kind of suffered over the last few years with some pretty traumatic rain and some flooding issues. So we've been fortunate this year not to have that problem.
Michelle, you had anything you wanted to add from the city's perspective in all of this?
I just wanted to let people know that we do have some marketing information. We have a website, northfieldyellowribbon.org. We have Facebook presence, Northfield Yellow Ribbon 2015. And you can contact us at 507-645-3019 if you have a request.
Awesome. Pete, we got a couple minutes left here.
Yeah, I have a couple things that I want to say. I just sitting here and listening to the show that you and I have today. It's really exciting for me to be a part of this community and has been from when I opened the doors here. But this is one of the more exciting things for me when you have really great folks like this and are able to talk about such an incredible outreach program. So that's the one thing I wanted to say. And number two is I wanted to put a little special something out there. This weekend is the National Trap Shooting Championship out in Mason, Michigan. And from our Northfield team, we have 3 kids going: Elias Queering, Derek Salaba, and Patrick Mergens. And they'll be representing our school as individuals. We had actually about 30 kids that I think qualified to go out there, but it's kind of a go as you want type thing. So we're really excited. It's the first time ever national event. There's 23 states that are taking part of this, so it's an exciting time.
Yeah, sounds like it. It's going to be a long drive, though.
About 10 hours, yep. About a 10-hour drive, leaving tomorrow at 3 o'clock in the morning. So we're getting prepared.
So when do you compete?
The individual competition is Saturday. The team competition is Friday. Northfield doesn't have a team this year, but I'm guessing next year we'll probably have a team competition.
Who represents Minnesota as a team, do you know?
Well, it's all individual schools go as a team. So every school has that opportunity to go. And like I said, it's a first-time event. Our state trap event that happened in Alexandria, there were 8,100 kids that participated over 9 days. And so this is the first national event. And I'm not really sure what the numbers are on it. I think I saw something, there's about 2,000 kids from 23 states competing as individuals. And I think there are about 200 teams that are going to be competing there. So
May have passed football as the biggest sport in the country right now.
Well, I can tell you trap is the fastest growing sport in the country.
Yeah.
So
Well, thanks, Pete, for having us again.
my pleasure.
Appreciate it. Thanks for coming in, Todd, Michelle, and Virginia. Appreciate it very much. That concludes our community-based show from Professional Pride Realty in Northfield, John.